behind. So it's going to be one of those mornings. I didn't even make it out of the apartment yet, and the stream is already having issues. This one still has not. It's no wonder I lose my mod account all the time. Okay, we have enough time to get 4 miles. We're still gonna try and get 5. And I may not even get that because I am still suffering from yesterday's migraine. Go down these stairs. Thank you. You know, for those of you that get migraines, you know, like how for like a day or two afterwards, you just have what I call the migraine hangover, because that's what it feels like a lot, is a hangover from drinking too much, where you may or may not have a slight you know, like kind of a residual headache, kind of like you do when you're hungover. But mostly it's just like the tired and foggy headed. And yesterday, after I had recovered a little bit, I was struggling for words, that kind of stuff. It's almost like you have a stroke. And it wasn't a stroke, it's just a migraine. But I say just a migraine in reference to, compared to being a stroke, it's just a migraine. So, yeah, depending on how bad my migraine is, I've, like, in all retrospect, there's a tree up here. I was gonna knock on some wood because knock on wood, was not a bad migraine. But I think a lot of that was because I was able to, we didn't make it that far away. We were only a mile, well, not even a mile away, a little over half a mile away. So I was able to turn around, come back, take some pain meds, and get it into my system before the headache really hit. I mean, I can feel it a little bit, but in all actuality, though, it wasn't too bad. So, now that being said, let's go this way. sometimes is not a godsend. Sometimes if I have a migraine that isn't that bad, then the next day I end up getting a really, really bad one. It's like a precursor. Like, it's like a a tremor before the big earthquake. We will take it easy, and trying to think of, because there's two reasons why anymore, well, at any time usually, that I get a migraine. Well, three reasons. Reason number one is my diet. There are certain things that will trigger my migraines that I found out is actually quite common for people to get migraines, one of them being fake sugars. So I have to stay away from or I shouldn't say fake sugars, the artificial sweeteners, let's put it that way. So, for all practical purposes, are fake sugars. The other thing is stress. And then for me, in the last, I would say, 10 years, overexertion is the thing that's hit me the most. Well, no, I wouldn't say that. Usually it's food, the food stuff is where I get most of them. But other than that, like, it seemed for a long time there, like 4 years in a row, every time I would go snowboarding, I would get a migraine between the jolting going up and down my spine, and because back then I was not in the best level of fitness, best shape, I would exert myself so much just to make one run. And granted, you got to keep in mind that the ski hills back in Montana have very long runs compared to what a lot of people are used to, because the elevation from the top to the bottom is so high. I mean, there's one run that's like 2.5 miles long in one of the ski hills I went to. So that sunrise wasn't really, it's about 10 minutes after the sunrise right now, but I thought it was going to be really, really awesome today. A little bit of color around 6:45, which would have been about 20 minutes before sunrise, because there's some good hills I'm running up a hill, some good clouds, but nothing really spectacular. That's why the sun's not out right now, because there's some clouds on the thing. That's pointing over at the clouds. Some guy was walking over there. He thought I was waving at him, which, in all actuality, I probably would have waved at him if I would have noticed him there. I didn't notice him there until he waved back. It is very chilly again. Real feel of, I gotta switch cameras for you guys. There we go. There's the sunrise coming up over the clouds right there. And as you notice, there's not a whole lot of clouds everywhere else except for right where the sun is, which is pretty normal. I can run for another 15 minutes. So that's gonna be, we might get 5 miles in today. We'll see, we'll push it. The only thing I hate about running this time of the day, because like in the summertime, this is when we're finishing up our run, because the sun's up, so we can leave a lot earlier. But the thing I hate, especially around this section and then going over like the 14th Street Bridge, is the traffic is just crazy. Really wish I was able to get my run in yesterday, but I mean, we still got 1.3 miles in. That's what the total said when we got back. Like I said, I haven't got a migraine in such a long time, and I consider myself lucky because I get warning signs beforehand, like taking off with the sunrise. So like yesterday when we got to that point, I was able to tell that I had a migraine coming on, so I was able to turn around and go back. And luckily it happened that early on, because if I was 2 miles further down the trail when that happened, yesterday would have been really, really rough, because by the time we got back, my vision would have came back, and I would have my headache would have been hitting me, and then I would have been done for the rest of the day, because then I can't get on top of it. I try to take some pain pills, because I get so nauseous, I end up just throwing them back up. So, all in all, I consider myself lucky compared to most people. I say I'm out here freezing my ass off. Well, I'm not freezing my ass off. Like, I have enough layers on that I'm warm. But I have a hat on, and I have my thicker gloves on, and my fingers are cold, my hands are cold. The rest of me's not too bad, actually. That lady just went by with just a headband on, going over her ears, keep her ears warm. And even though she had some really lightweight gloves, she was carrying them. Like that day, my hands are cold with a medium glove on right now. They're not my heavy gloves, because, well, I actually don't have heavy gloves. I have mittens. Because if it gets too cold, it doesn't matter how thick, like actual gloves with fingers are, my hands will freeze. But if I wear mittens, I'm good. Oh, so yesterday's whole thing, though, is did suck for my mileage for the week. I need to figure out why this thing leans to the left, because I had the thing perfectly balanced, and then we'll run for a little bit and then it'll lean to the right. I don't know what it is. Whew. I am starting to get a little excited over being done here. Oh, somebody's doing some strides, it looks like. Hear that if she's doing sprints as a workout. I'd say she's doing strides, so definitely not a sprinter, because I used to be a sprinter, and I'm a level 1 certified coach for USA Track and Field, and which I actually need to redo my safe sport, because right now I really can't say I'm a certified coach, because my safe sport isn't up to date. But as soon as that gets up to date, then I'll be certified again. But anyways, that was not a sprinter's form, let's put it that way. That reminded me of one of my coworkers that he would run every day up until he started having hip problems. He eventually had to have a hip replacement. But it was funny when he ended up, like, at the end of a run, he would sprint to the finish. And it was just funny because he definitely, like, his sprint at the finish is like my normal tempo pace for like a marathon. But it was the form that got me. I could care less about the speed, but it was the form that got me. It was not a sprinter's form. It was I'm a long distance runner, and I'm going to overstride, stretch out to go as fast as I can. When in all actuality, the overstriding probably made it slower. But it was fun to watch. I was watching some videos the other day. She's a college, I guess you would say, a long distance runner. She does like 5K and stuff like that. But she's definitely not. And I think she goes to a Division II school. I enjoy watching her videos on like TikTok, because she knows that she's not, Sydney McLaughlin or Caitlin Toohey, out there. She's not that class. She just does what she can do and enjoys what she does. And so I love it. But I just say that because, like, her like running form is just atrocious. But the thing about that is, visibly, if you look at like somebody's running form, I think this is the girl that was doing so she was doing strides before she was taking off running. We're actually not running too slow. We're running an 8:40 right now, so she's probably doing 8 minutes. But a lot of times you have to be careful if you're gonna, like, as a coach especially, like, I mean, if you're gonna try and correct somebody's form, because sometimes an ugly form works. So you have to be, you don't want to, especially in college, you don't want to completely, you can do it like the first, second year, you can get away with it, trying to correct a form. But you don't want to ruin somebody's competitive years, because they are going to get slower before they adjust to the new running form. And that's why a lot of times, like your best college athletes, after they graduate, you won't really hear a lot about them for a year or two on the competitive circuit, if they continue on, I mean, to be a competitive athlete, because usually that's their coach, because now they don't, they don't have 2 seasons a year for team points, that kind of stuff. So you can afford to make some of those changes. So but that's what's difficult about being a coach, is knowing when to try and fix the things, when not to. And you can't really do it when they're in high school, because most athletes are still growing, which right there is going to adjust their form. You could do some, try and do some proper alignment, stuff like that. But for the most part, your body is going to assume, technique-wise, what is the most efficient form for you at that time. So that's why, me personally, if I was a high school coach, other than small, like I said, small functional form alignment type stuff, I wouldn't really adjust much, or try to adjust much, I want to say. Leave that to the college coach. Or post-college coach. Which, I mean, if you're a lot of world level athletes, if they unless they get signed on to, like, Bowerman or Tinman Elite or something like that, they retain their college coach, so he knows everything, he or she, I guess, knows everything about the athlete, and knows what's best to try and improve efficiency on, that kind of stuff. And or what has already been attempted to try and improve. Sometimes it just doesn't work out when you're trying to improve something. I look at like a stage candidate who has good form, but he definitely has some things that isn't good as well, that he has, like in the last couple of years, has tried to work on. And it really didn't do anything. Like it was actually made him slower. Oh, we're pushing it. I think I'm going to be a couple minutes late for my meeting, but as always, as long as I get up there fairly quick, it usually starts 2 or 3 minutes late. And the first couple minute or so is just him going over the daily schedule for his team. And I'm not part of his team. I just have the privilege of being on the meeting for one, if they need support, for some weird reason. But also just to listen in. And I get a lot of heads up on things by being in their meeting compared to my co-workers. Okay, hold on, I'm gonna take a picture. And I have my other camera, so and we'll take a picture of me. If we go like this. There we go. We'll try that. Oh, see, now that I have my glove off, it's actually not too bad. I can see why that girl was running without glove on. It definitely doesn't feel like... Supposedly the real feel was 24 out here, even though it's 31 degrees out. I don't know, to me, it truly feels like 31 degrees. Let's get back, because we only have... Whew, yeah, we are going to be pushing it. Realistically, I need to run... no slower than 8-minute miles. That would put me at exactly 24 minutes. Or no, that'd put me exactly at 8:60, 20 minutes, sorry. That's what I was like, that doesn't make sense, 24 minutes. That'd be for 3 miles. We're not running 3 miles. But I am not going to be able to pull out an 8-minute mile, I don't think, for 2.5 miles. Still have some light sensitivity from yesterday too, from a migraine, so running into the sun like this is not fun. I barely even looked up down the trail, and I have the little green dot in my vision now from the sun. And I didn't even look at the sun. So. Oh, I'm running off the trail. Oh. I'll see if we can at least maintain this pace. This is an 8:20, so that only put me a minute and a half late. Well, by the time I got upstairs, it'd be easily 3 minutes. Well, probably 5 minutes late. I'll see if we can pick it up a little bit. Get to the right before the corner, so. By corner, I mean up by the end of the runway, by the porta johns. Then it's uphill for a little bit. But we'll see if we can maintain this pace at least. So you guys are able to witness me doing actually a little bit faster of a pace than I don't normally do while I'm live streaming. Because as you can tell, I am, I wouldn't say I'm breathing hard, but it is definitely not a conversational pace because it interrupts my breathing technique. And if I did too much talking, I would start breathing hard. We're running a 7:04 right now. For those that are keeping score, 7:30 is my conversational pace. That's a little soft and mushy right there. There's a big old branch right in the trail. That's a 6:50 pace there. Thought I felt a little faster. So now we started actually the uphill a little bit. Okay, we're gonna slow down. That at least gained us 2 minutes right there. So I'll try and keep this another. I guess that would gain me a minute and a half. So still try and keep this below 8. We're at 7:30 right now, so it's pretty comfortable. Even going up this hill. Sometimes when I get back, my dog will sit there and sniff the bottom of my shoes, and I'm always like, what are you like smelling? Pretty sure I know what it is. It's probably goose poop from running right here in this section. Really thinking about, said I wasn't going to do any Grand Prix circuit races this year since I don't have the speed. I haven't done any speed workouts for over 2 years. And but now I'm thinking about doing it, just if anything, use it as speed training. Because I hate doing speed work. A lot of people like doing speed work. I hate it. But I got to do it if I want to meet my goals. But I want to say it's in April is the 10-mile championships in Sacramento, California, which would probably work out great time-wise, because I want to say it was like the week after that is my first race, which is just northeast of Sacramento, so might work out great. And even if I just finish, that would get me on the board for this year. Still have to do 2 more races, and I would have to finish in the top 10 in order to really be relevant. But I would at least be on the rolls for running, so I don't lose my card. I must be taking this test to go to ranger school or something. I'm not talking, it's because I am focusing on maintaining my pace. Although that hill killed me. This downhill's nice now. Not gonna lie, I really need like to just run a tempo run as long as I can. Which for me, a tempo run right now would probably be about a 6:10, 6:15 pace. But I think it'd be good for my legs to kind of wake up and my lungs to know what it feels like to work hard again. I don't think I'd be able to do much more than a 5K, but I think it'd be good for me. At least I would know what I have to start off with for my speed work. Because if I'm going to shoot for New York qual time for the half marathon, I have to get down there at about a 6:05. I'd really like to get down to about a 5:50. But I don't know as if I'll ever run that fast again for a half marathon, or at least. It is true what they say. But after you hit a certain age, which for me was age 40, you do start to get a little bit slower. I could definitely tell. I am slower than I was 3 years ago. Well, a lot of that's because of the COVID, but we are not going to be running sub 8-minute pace now up these hills. They are steep. Oh. Ooh, my lower back is starting to tighten up too, which is not good. I wouldn't normally stop it. There's a whole bunch of people that are walking on the sidewalk that were converging right at the same time I would have been getting up to the top, so didn't want to run into them. What kind of mess is going on up here? It's like traffic being blocked, all that kind of stuff. It worked out great for me because I was able to cross the street. All these people are trying to drive would be good for. Still can't believe there used to be a building right there where those fences are. A building taller than the one behind it. Oh, I got 1 minute. I was actually, if it wasn't for these lights, I would be rolling in right now. And we're gonna try and cross this. It's a green light still. And now it's red, but we made it across. I didn't have to do the crazy crossing of the street. Having to wait for those lights, I would have made it. So I will be about 4 minutes late to the meeting. We can hurry up and make the light. This could be pretty slick because they're right there at that area, because it's like that polished stone right there on the sidewalk to make the building look fancy. And it is very slick. Even if it's just dry, dusty, super slick. Okay, we made it. Okay guys, I will be signing off now that I'm walking up here. For those of you that joined me today, thank you so much. If you haven't already, please smash that follow button, or if you're on YouTube, that subscribe button. Feel free to follow me on my socials. Either hit or type in !socials, or all the stuff's in the description down below. Anyways guys, thanks so much. And I will see you guys tomorrow morning for our next run. Bye guys. Love y'all.